Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? Cub here and welcome back to another episode of Cub's Theoretical Tips here in Overwatch. Today is the sequel to yesterday's video where I'm back on King's Row and this time I am defending, which as I've said in previous videos, I love to defend. There's something, it's more rewarding to me than attacking, which makes no sense because really attacking is probably more difficult, maybe because the enemy team has time to set up defenses and you have to break through them. It's probably technically more rewarding, but for me, there's nothing better than just shutting off an enemy team. I like that. Now, I'm playing as Bastion again, my go-to, although at some point in this mission, I'll switch to Soldier, and it does not end well at all. Now, in the last episode, I told you guys, hey, I have a question for you, and here it is. In videos like this, where I do an attacking and a defending video on the same map, and they're back-to-back, should I do those as two separate videos, or should I do them as one? So, starting off with one video, we'll do it from one perspective as me attacking, and then swap it for the second part of the video, be me defending, and it's all just one long 20-minute video? Or should I keep them separated and do just the attacking and then just the defending? I haven't worded the question well, but I think you guys probably get it. Now, the mission has started, so time to stop yammering about that. As you can see, I picked a pretty good perch where I've got a bird's eye view. I can perform Overwatch, if you will, on the point down below and get kills from guys as they, not quite as they come out of spawn, although if they try to come out of that upstairs, totally got them. Now this ended up being not such a great spot later on. I will not spoil what happens to me, but it's not good. And I can't really get a good aim at most of the people moving around in the back there. I probably should have moved a little bit further down, a little bit further over, and in fact I do get to a better spot a little bit later in this video after I have a run-in with everybody's favorite Tracer, who is not good to me. Now, something else I wanted to ask you guys, and here's my question for this video. Well, I guess I already asked one. Here's my second question for this video. Can I speed these up? Like, do you guys want to see the whole 12-minute thing in real time? Or would it be okay if I fast-forwarded it and it was half the speed? Which looks okay to me. I mean, when I do my watch-through before I record, I generally watch them at twice speed, and you can totally tell what's going on. But I wanted to ask you guys that. So those are your two questions. Can I speed it up, or maybe even just speed up portions of it? So in areas where nothing's going on, I can just kind of fast forward those a bit. So speeding up, is that okay? Yes or no? Comment that down below. And also, do I need to combine the videos? Do I need to do the attacking and the defending in one video, or attacking in one video and defending in another? And that might work if I sped them up. I could do attacking and defending in one video, speed them both up, and you wouldn't have to watch things like Bastion here clonk around through King's Row. Now, at this point, I realized I was probably not going to get back to my original point where I was performing Overwatch, so I decided to just set up here. Now, I've set up, as you know, some rules for myself when I play Bastion. One of those is be next to a doorway, someplace where I can go and hide and be out of harm's way and repair myself. Obviously, I don't have one of those here, but as you can see, the enemy team is really just conquered that side of the street. No way I was going to be able to set back up over there. I could have maybe snuck back around the route I originally took and get up on that balcony, but I think there's just too many of the other team there ready to shoot me if I did so. So I went ahead and I settled on this because it gave me a good view again of, and this wonderful person giving me some extra armor. Very, very much appreciated. But yeah, I had a good visual on the point that I was trying to defend, as well as those doorways. And as you can see, some people, including Tracer, thank goodness I had those extra shielding plates. Tracer, they do kind of come through those doors, and I am able to get a few of them occasionally, and there is some downtimes where I can repair myself. It's not an ideal place, but it does end up doing pretty well for me, and we do hold them at this area for quite a while. Now, that's something I want to talk to you guys about, because I've seen this a lot when I'm defending. People will start the match, and the second we lose, if it's a hybrid like this, the second we lose that first point and the payload starts moving, they book it to the back of the map. They go back to the very back of the meat grinder, and they set up there and they just wait for the attacking team to arrive, which is the dumbest thing I think you can do. And let me explain why. There's momentum. There is such a thing as momentum in physics in the real world, but also in this game. If the attacking team gets some speed and they're moving quick and they've got the momentum, it can be hard to stop them. So let's say you start off, your whole team, you put up a real strong defensive at the grinder, right at the payload delivery location, and you're thinking, yeah, we'll hold them off here. It's not going to work. They're going to arrive, and they're either going to use that momentum to punch straight through, and by the way, this is where my spot stops working. I get dragoned. But anyway, they're going to use that momentum to either break right through you and then immediately deliver the payload, or you may stall them for a little while, but they'll eventually break through. And once they break through, they're just going to walk 5 feet and win. It's really not a good idea to do that. What you want to do is you want to stall them as far up on the map as you can, which is why the second the attacking team comes out, you want to have your defenses set up. You want to stop them right there at the spawn. So even if they do eventually break through, they don't have to just walk 5 feet and then win. They actually, and as you can see here, I tried to get back to that position, but the enemy team was on Overwatch, and they were not going to let that happen. But if you build your defenses further up to where they spawn, even if they break through, it's not a question of them walking 5 feet and then winning. They actually have to get all the way across the map, and that gives you a chance to set up another defensive point a little bit further back, and then a little bit further back, and a little bit further back, and by doing that, you give yourself a better chance to actually stop them and to delay them, because remember, it's not about stopping them, it's about delaying them. They can keep the thing moving at all times as long as you slow them down enough that they don't get it in there. You get the idea. Now at this point, I switched to Soldier because it worked well last time I was defending, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just do this because Bastion's not going to be useful now that they have the payload moving. It might be better to just be agile on my feet. An idea that did not work out for me and does not work out for me. I'm going to spoil that right now. I think I died 3 times to get 1 kill as Soldier 76, and I realize maybe the rule about being fast and agile when the payload is moving is dumb. And this is actually the game where I realized, you know what? After they get that payload moving, maybe it's not just about harassing them constantly. Maybe it is a good idea to set up another defensive point, just as strong as the one we had at the beginning. You saw how long they almost ran out of time trying to take that first point. And I thought maybe it makes sense to get a heavier duty character set up, not all the way back at the back. Again, definitely don't do that, but set up somewhere just ahead of them, and then when they hit that, brick wall them, hold them off. Not just slow them down, not just try to move the cart back, but just brick wall them to where they can't move forward, they can't even stay on the point. And we do eventually do that, I think right after this too, because this is where I realized this ain't working. This ain't working at all. And, oh, you know what it is? It's in a cafe. I go for a lovely little trip into a cafe, and I just get, like, team crushed. I went in there, I was like, hey, give me some breadsticks, give me an ice cold brewski. I don't think I've ever in my life asked for an ice cold brewski. You could probably tell by my voice when I asked for it. So at this point, I switched back to Bastion. I was like, let's just try to brick wall it, because they're in the beginning of the map, right there in the all of these maps, particularly the hybrid ones, they're split. It's real easy for the attacking team at the beginning, much more difficult at the end. I was like, they're coming up to a point where they're almost in the grinder. Let's just set up at the mouth of the grinder and see if we can hold them. And when I was attacking in the last video, this worked really well for the other team. They did actually hold us at the entrance to the grinder for a while. So I thought I'll just set up here at this corner. I can move out of the way if I need to and repair. Did not see that coming. Got crushed into a wall and just blasted into oblivion. So a little bit disheartened, but nonetheless, still, you know, hopeful that I'd be able to stop them. Now, as you can tell, they're very persistent, the attacking team. They're doing a darn good job moving that thing forward, even though they're in our grinder. And I don't know if that's because maybe my team wasn't doing enough to stop them. I don't want to say that, because I feel like they did put up a valiant effort. But really, as you kind of watch this thing play out, they're constantly moving forward, and we're not really doing the best job stopping them. Now, I'm setting up in pretty decent places. I'm getting pretty good kills, and I'm trying to stonewall them. I'm trying to stay fully healed, fully armored up, and stay out of the way of dragons. I didn't tell you how this ends, and I'm not going to, but in the past, I've said things like, oh, it's really close. It comes down to the wire. This is the closest I have ever seen a game get in my life, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. And again, that doesn't tell you how it ends, either positively or, oh, so negatively for me. But it does give you an idea. You'll see here in a second. Now, I'd hoped that with my special there, I would have wiped out the whole team, but it turns out the whole team wasn't there, unfortunately. However, I did stay at this location. I continued to heal myself up and just be ready, because I was like, well, they're going to come around this corner, and there was a door next to me where I could slip in and heal. Seemed like as good a place as any. I got a little cocky, moved up a little bit too much to where I was away from my door, and, well, it didn't end well for me. I'm trying to heal where there's a bad guy there. I'm constantly trying to go between healing and shooting, and that's not a good idea, and I got arrowed to the face, as you can tell. But I did get a 6-player kill streak, which if you're defending the point, kills are important. I've said in the past, KDR isn't important as long as you're playing the objective. And in that situation, I'm kind of happy I got 6 kills, but more importantly, I'm happy I got 6 kills that were trying to move the payload. I'm a happy person because I played the objective. You can be happy too. Now, I decided to camp up on this wall here in just a second, but looking back on it, I think the best position for Bastion here, because as you can see, they're there. They're at the end, and I figured, I guess it's safe to set up at the payload delivery location now. I think the best place to set up, which I didn't think about until just now when I was watching the footage through, would be behind those crates. And I'll show you the crates I mean here in just a minute, but you'll know them the second you see them, because it would have given me a good place to shoot from, but also a good area to kind of hide behind and repair if I needed to. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to the wrong side of the map here. I forgot that I did set up here as well. I think that I die one more time, and then that's the end of it. I'm trying to remember what happens here. I think it's a pretty bad, embarrassing death, too. Unfortunately, I don't think it involves a dragon this time. Right, I move right into the middle of the map, and I set up, which is some terrible logic. My idea was like, well, they're all going to be around that thing. I should just pour bullets downstream. But of course, if you're dead, that's 6 seconds you're out of the game, and that's 6 seconds you're not stopping the payload. So don't die unnecessarily if you can avoid it. So as you can see, we have moved into overtime, and they are right there on the point. Those crates right there, I should have set up right behind those crates you see right in front of me, because I could have been able to shoot the enemy team, but also move over to the side and repair should the situation arrive. Now, fortunately, that situation did not arrive. And are you folks ready to see play of the game? Because you're watching it right now. That's right, I got play of the game. And I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, because I ended overtime and I won us the game. Now, there was some other people down there. Obviously, the other team was also pouring bullets into these guys, so I can't take full credit for it. However, me and my Bastion buddies, me in particular, I mean, I did get play of the game. Come on, clearly it was all about me. And take another look at that. So, I mean, I thought for sure right there that was done. Guy had his shield up, no way we were going to stop them, but somehow we managed. And I killed lots of people. I don't think I got the entire enemy team just then, but as you can see, I did do 30% of my team's damage, which is not bad when you consider there were 3 Bastions on this team, so pretty good on my part. Although 23 turret kills from Future Man is also very impressive. For those of you who care about KDR, 2610. 26, by the way, career best. Go figure. Of course, that was, as Bastion, it was 25-7. And then I won't even talk about Soldier. Thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Bye.